Hello and how you doing, and welcome back to Two Jagoffs. I am your host, Austin Cairns, and I am joined here with
Lucas Kuhns and the Four Horsemen.
And welcome back to Two Jagoffs, and welcome to Jagoff Studios, Jagoff headquarters. We haven't really quite got the name down yet, so leave a comment down below on what you want the name to be. I'm cool with either one. It sounds cool either way. But Lucas and I are back for week 2 of the return of the Two Jagoffs podcast, and we are coming off of a huge Jagoff marathon to kickstart our return. It featured both of us in this studio last week talking all things sports and kind of recapping what happened in our month hiatus. We also had Matt Palangi on this past Sunday as he returned the Two Jagoffs one final time. And then we debuted a brand new series, Two Jagoffs on the Road, where my dad and I took the podcast to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. All 3 of those episodes are streaming on all your favorite streaming platforms, so make sure you go tune into all those and give them a like and possibly a watch if you want to hear some more Two Jagoffs content.
Well,
outside of that,
have to watch it to like it.
They do got to watch it to like it, so go tune in, go watch, and go like. But Lucas, my friend, it's good to see you. Welcome back to the studios. This is week 2 of the return of the podcast. How have things been treating you since last week when we saw you?
Been a busy little guy, got a lot of stuff going on. Been answering a lot of phone calls about the podcast and stuff behind the scenes, doing a lot more paperwork. But outside of that, just been working my regular day-to-day job, hanging out with a bunch of people, and thinking about new ways to say hello to Derek on this episode.
Don't start. We already did enough of that last week. But there is one thing that's unfortunate that I do want to remind you of that is coming up very soon. Mostly for you, but
Is it your birthday?
It is not my birthday. I mean, that's December, so technically yes, but no, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm actually talking about what's coming up in a couple weeks. It is the first day of back to school coming up really soon, so I deeply apologize from a former undergrad student to a current undergrad student. Good luck this semester to you and all the students out there who's going back to school very, very soon. My sister just started back at Parkway today, so she was not too pleased to get up early today, but I know you'll be starting off in your sophomore year of college already, and I'm going to be going into my graduate degree as a grad student. So how does that make you feel that you're already in your sophomore year of college? That's weird.
Can I just ask you something first real quick?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel old having to give that speech?
Yeah, I do. I really do,
Like,
man.
you basically gotta be like, I remember back in my day whenever I had to get up for my undergraduate.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, me and you have known each other since we were kids. So, like, and we kind of reconnected when I was getting out of, like, when I was in college and you were in high school still. So, like, I still look at you as a high school student, and you probably still look at me as a college student.
Nah, I just look at you as old.
You always look at me as old, goddammit. But no, I'm still a grad student. You're an undergrad now. Like, dude, that's fucking crazy that it's already.
Whoa, bring out the big words already.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's crazy how far we've already come. But are you excited to go back to college? You nervous? Don't really want to go back?
Nervous. I run that place. No, I don't.
Oh.
No, I mean, it's pretty cool. Excited to see a few faces here and there. Excited to avoid a few faces here and there. Hopefully I can avoid your office as much as I possibly can.
Well, just don't go to 8th floor Lawrence Hall and you'll be good.
Well, you know what? Your office is kind of out of the way. I'm glad Bernie took my recommendations into consideration. So I'll be in Kyle's office most of my time, most of my free time, which I don't really have a lot of this year. A lot of my classes are just kind of back to back. So I scheduled it pretty good this year. I don't have like hour waits in between classes, and where I have to sit in the library and pretend I'm gonna do homework whenever I end up just playing games on my phone. But I think it'll hopefully go by fast. Hoping that get good grades and stuff. So yeah, it's it's a new year. I don't think I have any teachers that I recognize this year. I like the one time I actually checked and didn't even really pay attention to who I got. But I've had good teachers my first 2 years, so I'm excited to see who I get.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird transition too because You're going to be going into your sophomore year. I'm doing my grad year. So, like, it's weird because technically I'm still going to have classes, but it's only 3. 2 of them is online. 1 of them is in person, and it's just a 3-hour evening, 6 to 9 class. Going to be pretty simple on a Mondays. And outside of that, it's just like most of my job as a grad student is actually the work and to do social media rather than actually sit in a class and be lectured. So it's going to be a weird transition for me, but this upcoming school year is going to be crazy. There's some big announcements regarding Point Park that I can't quite break yet on this podcast, but let's just say Lucas and I, now that we're on good terms, we've made some phone calls, we've sat in some meetings, and let's just say the podcast has some big plans coming up. I feel like that's the best way to put it, right? It's like me and you we've had some good plans coming up, and I'm very excited to share it with you all very soon. So
I got another question.
Hit me with it.
So, like, you know how, like, the part-time teachers there don't have an office? Only, like, the main people there kind of have an office?
Like the adjunct professors is what you're saying?
Like, say, like, teachers that, like, share classrooms and stuff, and, like, that just kind of, like, drive in, teach the classes, then drive back home.
We're talking about high school or college?
No, college.
Well, I mean, they all share classrooms, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, like, some of them, like, don't have, like, offices there, though.
Yeah, not all of them have offices.
So, like, if you were to get into trouble with one of those teachers, right?
Right.
Would they host a meeting in your office? Like, how would that work?
For me?
Yeah, like, if you got in trouble, like go to your office. I'll be there soon. Like, is that how that would work?
I don't know, actually. I don't think
See, that's a good question.
Well, as someone who was goody two-shoes in high school and didn't really get in trouble at all, or, well, didn't get caught, but didn't get...
you had Kevin as a friend. You guys definitely weren't goody two-shoes.
We weren't, but we just didn't get caught. That's the thing. We didn't get in trouble. We did a pretty good job at keeping a straight face. But no, I don't know. I mean, I would assume you would just go to the dean and you would just meet in the dean's office. Like, I could never imagine getting in trouble by a professor and be like, hey, you're bad. I will see you in your office because I don't have one. So I will be in there to see you. And I'm sitting in your desk chair to establish authority here and set the boundaries.
Yeah, it's like you're like sitting in like your chair, like doing work, waiting for them because I got to teach the rest of the class. And then they walk in like, no, get out of your chair and go to the other chair because I'm going to sit in your chair because you're in trouble. But I need to host in your office because I don't have an office.
I feel like they just lose credibility instantly. I mean, the fact that they had to schedule a discipline meeting in the student's office that is getting in trouble, I don't know.
See, now I'm really curious.
That's a weird scenario.
Get back to me on that whenever you get in trouble.
I will follow up with some connections I have at Point Park, and I will get back to you by next week on that.
You're gonna ask Kyle.
I'm gonna ask Kyle. Yeah, I'm probably just meeting Kyle's office at that point.
Yeah,
probably just meeting Kyle's office. But yeah, no, it's gonna be weird though this upcoming semester because like a lot of what I'm doing for my what?
No, I was just laughing at the conversation.
Yeah, that was an awful conversation.
What do you mean?
I mean, it was a good conversation.
It was a good question.
It's gonna make for a good social media.
Teachers always say, ask questions if you don't know the answers.
Yeah, but
you're a teacher, so I asked you a question.
I mean, I technically am a teacher, kind of, but not really. Yeah. But yeah,
I was using my resources wisely.
I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
I applaud you for that. Congratulations, Lucas. You know you're off to a hot start so far.
See, I'm already.
You already got your learning cap on, ready for the school year. I'm proud of you. There you go. Man, I really do sound old when I say that, don't I?
Yeah, never say learning cap again, please.
I sound old as hell saying that.
Yeah, this is why you're a teacher.
I'm not a teacher.
But like you are.
I went from a teacher's pet to being a teacher. That's crazy. It's a crazy leap.
That's like a here to here leap.
It's like a here to here leap.
No, it's like here.
Gotcha.
Because like a teacher's pet is like basically the teacher is like, oh, you forgot to grade our homework.
But yeah, the first day of school is what? It's It's August 31st.
Yeah, well, literally the last day of August.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a long trip. We're going out of town that weekend too, so like it's gonna be a rough turnaround coming back in town and then immediately going to school the next day because technically I work all day and then I'm gonna have to have a few hours in between the kill, so it's gonna be long and hectic. I'm not really looking forward to that window too much, but like my GA position, so if you don't know, I know you know, but for the people listening at home that don't know this, I do social media for Point Park. So I help run their main channels. I help promote content, direct content, edit content, essentially everything that you need to be a social media manager without being the social media manager, because I'm the social media grad assistant. So technically I assist the marketing team in publishing this content. And this is the worst time of year to do something like this outside of graduation. Graduation, from what I heard, is by far the worst week because, I mean, look how many students are walking and graduating. It's not even on campus. It's hard to navigate and talk about and get scheduled and set up. But first day of school was pretty rough from what I'm hearing because there's orientation, pioneer experience, where all the new freshman students that's coming in, all the transfer students that's coming in, has all these activities that's spaced over like a 2-week period.
I never went.
I went one day. It's whatever.
You told me not to go.
I did.
Thank you.
But for legal purposes, I did. So there is also a weird. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. The first day of school initially is a weird setup too because they want us. So what we're doing this year is we have like these first day of school plaques, like these little boards that you hold up. And I think this is actually pretty cool. I didn't like the one that they had last year, but I think it's pretty cool design. You put your name, you put your major, you put your hometown, and like a fun fact about you or your dream job or something like that at the bottom line. And you get to hold it up and post for social media. And a lot of the times we use it for our main channels. But I've seen so many students post it on their own channels or on their stories or whatever, and it's something cool to be able to showcase because like a lot of people like I had this when I was growing up. My mom used to always take first day of school pictures. I don't know about you, Lucas, but like
Yes.
first day getting
She still does. She
still does.
Still
Yeah,
tries to at least. Last time I had my back turned to her, but
my mom still does to me too. So like first day of school, we're lined up either at the bus stop or just about to get on the bus or in the front door in your entryway or whatever, and there you are looking all happy-go-lucky with your little backpack on and smiling or whatever.
You really sound old today.
Yeah, I really do sound old. Stop. I'm only 22, bro. But those are the kind of pictures. And this is pretty much a good callback to that. Because, again, we're in college now. It's a good callback to your childhood. Like, a lot of times seniors in high school, they do callbacks to when they were younger. So this is a cool callback as well. So I'm excited to be the one documenting and hosting this part of the event this year. So anybody that's at Point Park that want to get your picture taken on the first day of school, I will be in Village Park for about 4 hours. So hopefully it doesn't rain or it's too hot because I will cry on the inside a lot.
You know that before you showed me how to get to every building in Point Park, I knew 3 different ways to get to Moe's from Point Park.
Okay, and why is this relevant?
I'm just saying, like, you know, like you're just talking about like orientation and figuring things out and all this new stuff. You single-handedly showed me 3 different ways to get to Moe's before I knew where every building was.
Oh, I did. I showed you 3 different ways.
Yes. I only go one way, but you showed me 3 ways.
Huh. I don't know if I should be proud of myself for that or slightly disappointed. What would you say?
Probably leaning towards disappointed, but also funnily happily.
Okay. Like, it's good that I know how to navigate through the city, and it's trustworthy to be able to know where I'm going. But at the same time, it's like, damn, it's Moe's. Like, you couldn't have, like, led me to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, that's a fair assessment. I'm not gonna knock you for that. That's a fair assessment.
I've had plenty of fair assessments so far. This is a good episode.
You've also had plenty of Moe's during your time at Point Park. I'm assuming the Moe's counter is gonna go up a little bit this year.
Yeah. I spend a little bit more than I wish I did at Moe's.
Well, that's okay. But yeah, that's starting back up soon. So I'm going to be very busy at Point Park over these next few months. So I do apologize if content is a little thinner. I'm still going to try and post daily, still try and get some extra content out there. But speaking of the content that we've been posting, let's talk about that for a second, man. Matt Palangi, your guy, our guy.
My guy.
He had a lot. Actually, he said some things in that episode. I forgot to send you the clip, but I totally forgot he said this. He called you a name. I'm not even trying to start stuff up. Like, he legit called you a name in this one. So I'll have to clip it and send it to you. I was going to post it online. I totally forgot to. I had a Steel City clip ready to go. And a Steel City clip from last year that I wanted to post. And then I had that clip I was going to post. And I was going to do them both simultaneously. Because one would be the 2 Jagoffs account. One would be mine. Just for continuity's sake for the collaborations on the accounts. I will show you the clip after this episode because I don't want to spend too much time on it. But Matt, who was on the podcast, strong Lucas Carey supporter, Dallas Cowboys fan. Resident Dallas Cowboys, Cleveland Cavaliers fan. You know how it is. Whatever. Love you, Matt. But he was leaving Pittsburgh. He officially is gone now. He's been gone, actually, even before that episode came out, just because of the return of 2 Jagoffs and scheduling conflicts. He's officially gone. He's doing stuff with Penn State now. I already said it last week. I'm going to reiterate my statement again. Wishing you nothing but the best, Matt. You've been a great friend to me, great friend to Lucas, great friend to the podcast as well. You know you're welcome back on anytime if you're in the city or want to join remotely. We will accommodate for you, my friends. So, yeah, good luck on everything that you have. But I wanted to give you a second to maybe talk about Matt now that his final episode has concluded.
Well, I agree with your statement. Matt, look, just because I brought Austin back on doesn't mean you got to start name-calling. Don't know what you said yet, of course. But, yeah, I wish him all the luck in the world. It's cool to see that he's already getting opportunities since he just graduated here a few months ago with a bigger school around the area, at least. So I hope all goes well. I hope the Cowboys still suck this year. And yeah, always welcome back.
Hell yeah. We also had a Hall of Fame episode as well. I've talked about that enough already, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but go check out that episode as well. It was a great episode. Had a lot of fun doing it. My dad made his return as well to 2 Jagoffs, so if you want to see more Hall of Fame and football-related stuff before we really get into the real season, that is the place you want to go and check that out. In terms of content this week, it's going to be a light week. we only got one new episode coming out, and that's this Saturday. And the reason why it's Saturday is because Saturday, August 22nd, is the 4-year anniversary of Two Jagoffs. And I feel like next week, me and you can probably do a little bit more of a recap once we actually get to watch back that episode and kind of really get in our feels and talk about what the podcast has meant to us. But I will just say this right now. I cannot believe 4 years has already gone by. Like, it really feels like yesterday we started this podcast. And yesterday, me and you had these production meetings and Instagram group chats and literally trying to figure out just how to get a TikTok account to work and, like, figure out password. Like, we've been through so much over these last 4 years, and it is just crazy that we're actually doing this shit still 4 years later. I can't believe it. I don't know about you, though.
Yeah, it feels like yesterday I was on a phone call going, yo, dude, I found a picture. I just got to reach out to some guy and see if he'll let us use it. And now he's still I guess, fan of the podcast. He likes our stuff still.
Yeah.
So I'd call him a fan / friend / content.
Friend adjacent of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know the direct term for someone that helped out but has never been on. But
friend from a distance. We respect you.
Friend from a distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
We respect his work.
We do.
But,
we do. What a hell of a logo. It's on multiple shirts now.
It's on shirts, it's on bottles. Not on hats yet, which I gotta talk to you about.
Yeah, that is
kind of pissed off. The thing I wear the most, you haven't.
I'm actually pissed off about that too. We gotta talk to our marketing team on that. That's something we gotta pitch in our next meeting.
I'll get the horseman to figure it out. But no, it's pretty crazy. Went from a fan that liked to crap talk you on your terrible Pirates takes to now I'm sitting way too close to you every week.
Yeah, we'll figure that out sooner than later, but at least we have our own mics, and we're on camera for once in this room. It took us forever to get on camera in this room, so...
Yeah, we probably could have done this years ago, but we never really thought about it.
Yeah, we probably could have, but hey, here we are. We probably could have saved a lot of money and time in the city, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. Hey, we had a lot of guests on in the meantime, and almost every single one of those guests will be showcased in Saturday's episode, so some of them had some not nice words to say about me. Some of them also had some not nice words to say about you, too, so... Me and you both will be laughing, cringing, and probably slightly ticked off at that episode. So it's going to be a good time. Yeah, I know. You're not off the hook, unfortunately, my friend. There was some people in there that had some choice words. Remember, there at one point in time,
some people might not be so friendly if they ever want to come back on.
Yeah. See, at one point, there used to be a huge split between the podcasts. We've obviously made amends now. But there are still people out there that have feelings about me and some people that have feelings about you that has not been settled. So that's down the line. We can worry about that a different time. There's no need to. There is one person, though, that I actually do want to talk about for a second. And he actually texted me this. I don't know if you saw this or not. I don't think you did because you don't have access to my phone. Carl wants to come back on.
Screw Carl.
It's officially going to happen. Carl.
No, this is not happening now.
Why, dude? He will be coming back on.
No.
We don't know the date yet, but like this September, we're gonna try and get Carl back on. Carl's gonna be the next returning guest. We had Matt Palangi. Listen,
I can feel a sickness coming from a far distance away.
I get that, but we had Matt Palangi on, and
yeah, that was a good guest.
Yeah, it was a good guest.
With reasonable expectations to come on, with reasonable things to say.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Carl has a lot to say too. I mean, he has a
lot to say about what is choo-choo trains.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
I used to watch Thomas the Train whenever I was 3 too.
I get that. But listen, Carl has been through a lot recently. He's been doing a lot of cool things.
Been through a lot of what? A lot of sitting at home and working? Welcome to grown-up life, I guess. He doesn't even go to school. He just sits around and drinks alcohol.
I get that. But listen, Carl is a friend of the show. He is a part of the Two Jagoffs team, actually. Let's not forget that.
Friend of the show is a joke.
Let's not forget that. He is a part of the team as well. He is literally on our Two Jagoffs graphic as well. And he's been going through a lot recently. So I feel like it is... And at the last time he was on this podcast, he was pretty disrespectful to both of us. He said things about me that wasn't nice. He said things to you that wasn't nice. And you still want to
bring him back on?
Yes, I do, because...
So you admit that he's a disrespectful piece of crap?
I believe in second chances, and I believe in letting people come back on to make amends. I tried doing that with some guy named John a few months back. It did not go according to plan. So
you're 0-1 in second chances?
If you want to put it like that, you can, but we got on a better same page than we were before. Like, it ended off with a mutual respect, and I did not get my ass beat or have to deliver a Cairns breaker. So I look at that as a win. I
wouldn't call it mutual respect. He got fired from the place that you guys worked at together.
Yeah, and for some reason, Mitch claims that he's the one who did that. Meanwhile, it was Gianni, but...
Well, maybe Mitch had a piece of it. But all I'm saying is, if you're going to bring Carl on, then don't expect me to be there that week. Okay. I'll be taking my horseman and we'll be going somewhere else.
That's fine. If you
call him a friend of the show, you call him part of the team, but he won't even communicate with half the team. You know how many times I've tried reaching out since that match that me and you had ended?
How many times?
15.
15 times?
I have 15 messages sitting on delivered right now.
Wow. Did he not even open them?
No, he didn't.
Why?
I don't know, because he's a baby.
He's that baby?
He plays with choo-choo trains.
Okay.
You know who likes choo-choo trains?
Who?
Babies and old people. And I don't think you want to call him old because he's younger than you. So he's got to be a baby.
By like 2 months.
Still younger than you. Unless you want to call yourself old.
I've already been called old enough, so that's fine. Listen, we will talk about this more off camera because I could tell that you have some feelings about this, and I don't want to go down this route. Carl will be welcome back on the podcast. I just want to reiterate that for the fans listening at home because there are some people that are wondering what's up with Carl and wondering who our next guest is that's going to be coming on. So when we
Who's wondering, Mitch?
Maybe I don't know who's wondering, but listen, there are people at home that there are people at home wondering when our next guest is coming on the podcast, and I just want to announce that it is going to be Carl whenever we can confirm a date.
So let me get one thing straight real quick.
Go right ahead.
We had this huge match.
We did.
We came back. You said you want to make it better than ever. You want to revolutionize the podcast. You want to take it to greater places than it's ever been.
Correct, yes.
But the first guest you want to bring back is Carl.
No, he's the second guest I want to bring back because Matt Palangi was the first guest that we brought back. Carl will be the second guest.
The second guest you want to bring back is Carl.
Yes, I do.
And you think that's revolutionizing the podcast?
Listen, I've already sent out invites to a lot of different people. Mr. Jack Dean even has an invite out there. I want him back on the podcast. I want Carl back on. Hell, I want my guy Casey Ward back on. Like, we have a lot of guests that I want to bring back on. You know what? I'll even do you one better. Kyle Archer can come back on too, now that me and you are on the same page. I want a lot of people to come back on this podcast, Lucas. So no, it's not that I'm only picking and choosing certain people. It's not that, like, it's because of personality. No, it's because I want to welcome back. This is a welcoming environment. We talk about this all the time. We welcome all walks of life to Two Jagoffs. And Carl, he's a weird one, but he is a walk of life. So he is going to be coming on this podcast.
It's like donating money to a homeless guy that sign reads, "I'm going to use your money for drugs and cigarettes," and you still give him money hoping he'll buy food.
Okay. Well, we can talk more about this off camera because I do not want to waste their time hearing our
my time.
I apologize, but listen, Carl will be coming back on. That's all I want to get out. That's all I want to get out. He's coming back.
Could have announced that without me.
Okay, my apologies. Let's talk about something that maybe might get you a little more happy or a little bit more excited, a little bit more in the mood. Let's talk some Steelers football. Steelers just had their first preseason game. They defeated the Green Bay Packers in it. I see you wearing the hat. It's a very nice hat, by the way. And they are going to be taking on the New York Jets this Friday, technically tomorrow at the time of this recording, for their second preseason game. In the first preseason game, we did see 3 different quarterbacks play, one of them not being Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers obviously is going to be the starter getting ready for the regular season. But we did see Mason Rudolph, second-year quarterback Will Howard, and rookie Drew Aller. Aller had the most impressive performance out of the 3, going 10 for 13, throwing 153 yards and having 2 passing touchdowns. Now, again, this is in the third and fourth quarter of this game. At the same time, he is also a backup going against multiple third strings, so we can only take this play with a grain of salt. But still, the techniques were there, the mechanics were there, and Drew Aller showcased loads of athleticism and talent that he can maybe take to the next level. Lucas, you are the resident Steelers fan of this podcast. Me and you have had many Steelers conversations, Steelers debates, from the Kenny Pickett's to the Mitchell Trubiskys to the Mason Rudolphs, the Russell Wilsons, the Justin Fields, even all the ways back to good old Ben Roethlisberger.
My goat.
We are now in a new era of the Steelers with Rodgers, Howard, Rudolph, and Aller. Talk to me about this quarterback room and talk to me about what you have seen so far from this team overall in the preseason.
All right, well, I'll start off with the obvious, is that Mason Rudolph is not really a good option to have anymore. I think his time's expired. I mean, you got to think about it now. He's getting older, and a lot of his career has been has been spent sitting down. He was drafted as a backup, never really treated the best by the coaching staff that he had at the time, by Mike Tomlin at the time. It seemed like there was something going on behind the scenes that no one knew about, and we just didn't like him. But we kept him for a long time. He showed flashes of being able to be a good quarterback, but the thing is, every time he showed a flash, we would immediately bench him the next second we got another quarterback that could come play. And whenever you do that, you lose, number 1, trust, and number 2, you lose all the heat that they had with them. Obviously, he finally left, went to a different team. He showed okay moments here and there, but was never really to be a starter, and then came back to once again be a backup quarterback for the Steelers. I think that his time is just over with us. I think it's a failed experiment. We have different coaches now, but it seems like McCarthy really has no interest in him whenever we have 2 very young and trainable quarterbacks on this team that he can kind of shape and manipulate in any way he wants to. and then obviously his good friend Aaron Rodgers. Which leads me to my next quarterback being Will Howard, who we drafted to be a backup last year. Obviously getting injured, he didn't really practice much. He didn't really train much with anyone. So this is technically his first year, but he's not a rookie technically at the same time. He was okay. I mean, for the time he was out there, he wasn't as good as Aller played, obviously. And just saying it how it is, he's not a McCarthy guy. He got drafted by Tomlin, so that was who Tomlin wanted to be a project for him, I guess. Even though he wasn't never really a coach that developed quarterbacks very well. But I think he'll be okay as a third string quarterback probably. I think from the performance that we've seen already and what we've heard McCarthy say, it's obvious that by the time season starts, Aller's probably going to be QB2. If we actually keep Mason Rudolph, he'll be 3. And if we keep Rudolph, I guess Howard's going to practice squad for the time being to try to force him to be a better version of himself. But if we do what I hope and we just either cut Rudolph or somehow trade him to a team that thinks that they can revamp the Mason Rudolph situation, Will Howard will obviously stay our third. But it's no question in my mind that McCarthy loves Aaron Rodgers, always has. That's our QB1. He's old. He's on a 1-year contract. And Aller's his guy who he's openly stated he's telling him to forget everything you learned in college. Here's what I want you to do. And so far, playing against the people that he's playing against, it's working. 3 touchdowns, and they were all really good. A lot of good throws, a lot of good runs and stuff. So I'm excited with what I see.
This is an interesting quarterback room because there's a lot of different personalities, a lot of different play styles, a lot of different things to break down. Rodgers is done after this year. We all know that. Rodgers even said it himself. But it's obvious that there's a Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers connection. It's something we've covered all throughout the offseason. We talked about it even when McCarthy was rumored to be the head coach, first became the head coach. So we know what that situation is right then and there. In terms of the rest of the quarterbacks, you pretty much nailed what I was going to say. Rudolph and Howard, they're not Mike McCarthy guys. They were both Tomlin guys. And not only that, this is going to be an entirely new system. We always talk about, well, hey, no matter what quarterback the Steelers bring in, Mason Rudolph will always be the most experienced and knowledgeable quarterback when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers since Ben Roethlisberger. That's just a known fact because Mason has the tenure compared to other quarterbacks that we have seen. Sure, there's other quarterbacks that's played longer and have a better resume and will be in the Hall of Fame versus Mason Rudolph, but Mason Rudolph knows the team, the system, the players, the best out of everyone. This is a completely new system. This is Mike McCarthy's. Will Howard didn't exactly have a good year last year because he was hurt. He couldn't play at all. He was out the entire time. And yes, from the glimpses that we saw in the preseason, solid plays, made some good throws, had some flashes, but nothing that was too impressive. I feel like Drew Aller honestly played the same way. I feel like this is a bit of an overhyped situation here based on the situation that he was put in. Me personally, I'm not going to hate on Drew Aller. I'm not going to say Drew Aller sucks. He's overrated. I've said that in the past when he was at Penn State. But here's what I want to see out of Drew Aller. I want to see some first-team reps over these next 2 preseason games. Even if we don't see him with the starters or the backups in the game itself, at least during practice and training, yeah, put him out there with the first-team guys. Let's see some first-team reps. I want to see him work with some of these receivers, work with some of these running backs, because I believe Drew Aller should be the QB2 in this scenario. I believe Drew Aller should be the guy to get the shot over Will Howard. But is Drew Aller the future? Is he the franchise guy? I'm going to stand on what I said last season and even around our draft time. I don't believe Howard or Aller is the answer in Pittsburgh. I don't believe either one of them are better than a backup at best. But out of these two and out of the current situation at hand, Drew Aller has shown me the best so far. There has been times in the preseason, even in training camp, that I saw him. I'm like, what the hell is he doing out there? But again, Zach Wilson looked incredible in the preseason and looked incredible in training camp. Kenny Pickett looked amazing in the preseason and in training camp. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and say, oh my goodness, Drew Aller lit up the Green Bay Packers. He had 2 touchdowns. He had 153 yards. He had the rushing one. He looked incredible. He looked like a young Josh Allen of sorts. Yada, yada, yada. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We said the same thing about Kenny Pickett a few years ago. We said the same thing about Zach Wilson a few years ago. We said the same thing about so many other quarterbacks that are considered to be busts now. Let's wait and see. Let's play it out, but give them a chance. And that chance, first-team reps.
Which I think he'll get this next game because Mason Rudolph will not be playing.
Thank goodness.
So it's only I think Aller is starting, and then Will Howard is finishing, if I'm correct from what I saw earlier. So I think there was a little bit of overhype. Whenever you look at it, a lot of it was carried by our new rookie receivers who were also playing great. I think that they deserve a lot more attention than they're getting.
I fully agree with that.
People are like, oh, well, someone had to throw the pass. It's like, all right, well, they were wide open because they're great. They're playing great in the preseason. But I also have some faith in Howard. I think he could be. I'm not going to say like a next Ben Roethlisberger. He's going to be here for like 20 years or something like that. But you got to remember, he was supposed to be a first-round pick until he got injured and wanted to stay another year. He was projected to be a great quarterback in the NFL. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I've definitely seen him have some weird moments, but like I said earlier, Mike McCarthy's trying to teach him a whole new way of playing the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about preseason really tells you nothing about a player. All of our wide receivers could suck and Aller could be great. Aller could suck and our receivers could be great. So you never really know what you got until you see them play on an actual NFL field against actual NFL starters that are trying at 100%.
That I fully agree with, but here's my only pushback to that. Looking at this quarterback class from this year, outside of Mendoza, and honestly, I'll even loop Mendoza into this as well. I don't believe any quarterback that was drafted is capable of starting an NFL game yet this season. That's my only thoughts. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, Carson Beck was in the championship last year for Miami. Yes, Ty Simpson also looked incredible last year at Alabama. Yes, Mendoza literally won the Heisman Trophy and won the national championship. And yes, I get it, Drew Aller, he played at Penn State, which was god-awful last year, but was also projected to be a first-round pick before he got injured, like you said. Each quarterback, though, has mechanical issues, all in their own right. Ty Simpson, great in the pocket, but the second he steps outside of it, he has some issues. Mendoza is still young and developing, has the size, has the height, but sometimes doesn't know when to get rid of the football. Carson Beck, amazing deep throw bet, but sometimes he's too much of a gambler. Sometimes he just heaves it down there and is expecting his receivers to catch it, yet it's going to be risky for turnovers. And then Drew Aller, respectfully, yes, he's nitty-gritty. Yes, he's a great pocket passer, but at the same time, the second the pocket collapses, where the hell is Drew Aller going to go? I have not seen too much out of that from him just yet. So there's a lot of different mechanical issues from these four guys that I'm a little worried about going into this year. That's why if we were to talk about the Raiders, I would actually say, yes, keep Kirk Cousins as a starter for as long as you can over Mendoza. And that's not because I don't believe Mendoza's the guy. Like, yeah, he was the number one overall pick. That's his team for sure. But give it to the veteran and Kirk Cousins, Give it to the veteran and Kirk Cousins, who has been doing this for so long. And honestly, look at the Atlanta quarterback situation this year and compare it to what Kirk Cousins had last year. Kirk Cousins looked like prime Michael Vick with the Atlanta Falcons compared to what they have with Tua and Penix right now. So
hey, Tua's dancing during training camp, all right? He's got a little groove that he's busting down.
Well, congratulations, Tua, but this isn't senior prom, so we don't need to see that right now. But that's besides the point. I'm excited to see these quarterbacks play. I want to see more from Drew Aller. Yes, I'm going to put the Penn State hate bias aside. I'm going to put the fact that I was not a fan of him or Carson Beck in college. I've said that before going into the season. But I got to see more. And like you said, Lucas, this is probably the week we're going to see it. But again, it's the Jets. I know they're backups, but it's the Jets. Like, come on. What am I going to see out of that? Like, that's like saying, Austin, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example here. That's like if I was playing a simulator game and you're like, oh, yeah, Austin, like, you do really good at that simulator. Okay, well, I can't do it in real life. It's a simulator. It's a video game. Anybody can do it on a video game. So I got to see more. I got to see more in person. I couldn't think of an example off the top of my head.
You could have said, like,
give me an example, then.
I don't know, baseball. What was it? The Brewers versus the Marlins or whatever, something like that.
You couldn't come up with an example either.
The Brewers just won 22-0.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, I want to see more from Drew Aller, and I want to see more from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think, is the week for it, but I'm glad he's going to be getting some more shine now that Mason Rudolph will not be playing. It's a good Steelers discussion. It's a really good one. Has there been some other teams that have impressed you at all in training camp or preseason so far? Is there players maybe that stood out to you? Anything NFL related? I have one. That's why I'm asking.
Haven't watched a whole ton. I mean, I would say the team that disappointed me the least, putting bias aside, is the Bengals. I mean, they're supposed to be Super Bowl favorites, division favorites this year, and they're already letting Joe Burrow get sacked. I would say same with the Giants. I was disappointed in. They're already letting Dart get hurt, getting absolutely clobbered because your running back forgets what he's supposed to do. He thought he was supposed to run around, but he's supposed to block. So I'm disappointed in teams. Outside of that, I can't really, off the top of my head, I can't think of a team I was like, oh, damn, that was really cool.
Yeah, there's some teams that's like that with me too. Like, The Buccaneers disappointed me a little bit with the whole Baker negotiations, but like I know that's a whole thing in
Baker
itself.
to the Steelers.
That's a whole situation in itself. But there's one team that I am impressed with and that I am actually wanting to keep my eyes on, and it's a team that all three of us, me, you, and my dad, collectively hated on a lot last season, and that's the New Orleans Saints. I'm actually excited to see the way the Saints play this year. I believe they got a great young core. They built a solid offense. Tyler Shuck is going in his second year. He has looked phenomenal in training camp, phenomenal in preseason, phenomenal last year. He ended off his 7-game stretch with an amazing record, and he has weapons. He has some defensive players, some defensive units around him. Only concern is that Jordan Tyson is going to miss a while. I think it's like a month or two he's going to miss. He's going to miss some time. Rookie wide receiver. He's going to be a stud. That was my big concern with him when we did our draft special, because I had a feeling that he was going to, whatever team he fell to, was going to deal with injury problems. He's a very injury-prone player. He came out of college with a lot of injuries. But when he's on the field, he is a threat. And when he returns later in the season, he's going to be a great weapon for him. I know Kamara is also going to miss some time now, too, from what I'm reading earlier. So those two players concern me because it's Alvin Kamara and it's Jordan Tyson. Like, those are two dominant starters. But look what Tyler Shuck worked with last year and got the job done. Now he actually has some other weapons that he can work with. And then having those two come back when they do eventually return, because neither one's missing the whole season, just like a month or two. That's going to be great for him. So, and also that division is awful. Let's not forget that. I mean, like, the Panthers, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they make the playoffs last year with a losing record?
Yep.
They made the playoffs last year with a losing record, which I still have hope for Bryce Young, but that team has not really improved much. The Buccaneers, they have a lot of players coming back from injuries, and even when they were healthy, they weren't as impressive as they probably should have been.
And they lost Mike Evans.
And they lost Mike Evans, exactly. And then the Falcons are a mess. So this team right here could very well be a sneaky favorites in the division this year. I know we're not really doing our division breakdowns and rankings this year, min, mead, max, or whatever we usually do, but keep an eye on the Saints. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye on the New Orleans Saints. They're going to make some noise this year.
I just want to say, too, don't fully loop me in with your dad, all right? Your dad hated them because he hated them. I hated them because they always ruined my weekly predictions. So I had a different... I didn't hate them.
Well, we all hated them for different reasons.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be, like, fully looped in with
Gotcha. And shout out to Zach Wilson, too, who's also balling out. I don't know if you saw this, though. Zach Wilson has been...
Didn't you just shit-talk Zach Wilson, like, 5 minutes ago?
I did, but, like, he's... As a backup quarterback, he is playing very well right now. No, he really is. I mean, he's probably going to beat out Spencer Rattler for the QB2 spot.
Well, that's not very hard to do.
I mean, it is, because Rattler's on his rookie deal, and Wilson, they're paying a little extra. So, like, the fact that he may beat him out...
He's going to beat him out because they're paying extra.
No, that's the thing. Like, you don't want to pay extra. You would rather cut him and save some money before the season starts. But no, they're actually good on Wilson. I'm very happy to see the research. A lot of people are comparing him to Sam Darnold, saying, oh, my God, this is the next Sam Darnold. No, stop it. Stop. We're not going to go that far now. He's not taking the damn Saints to the Super Bowl. There's no way in hell.
I mean, he could. People said that, he wasn't going to take the Seahawks to the Super Bowl, and he did. So
it's okay. I ride him down to Sam Darnold. But Zach Wilson, I mean, that would be kind of cool, though. Another New York Jets quarterback goes doing multiple teams. And that actually would be a funny story.
Imagine Zach Wilson being a starting quarterback in the Super Bowl and winning.
I don't know if I could believe that.
I don't think I could. If someone came to me from the future and said in 5 years Zach Wilson is going to be an MVP quarterback that also wins the Super Bowl MVP or something like that, and throws like 5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl and wins it, I'd probably laugh at them and say, "Can I get what you're smoking?"
Honestly, I would say the same thing because there is no way in hell that I would believe that. But hey, shout out to Wilson. He's balling out. NFL preseason is going to continue on. We got a lot of more coverage we'll be doing over the next few weeks as well. So stay tuned for our weekly episodes. We'll be talking about all that. There's some other Pittsburgh news going on. The Pirates, they have some good news, bad news, mostly bad news. I mean, Bucktober, I don't know. Lucas, I haven't really kept up with the Pirates as much, I'll admit to you. I will hoist the cone just for this one segment because that's all I really can do. I saw the Brandon Lau walk-off. I don't remember if that was last night's game or the night before. I just saw it on Instagram, honestly, before I pulled up to the studio. So That's pretty cool. But talk to me about the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know that you had some thoughts on this team and some of the stuff they've been doing recently.
Well, Pittsburgh Pirates, I did have a little faith in them going into the year. We finally dished out a little bit of money to a few players. Obviously, Brandon Lau being the most explosive of them all, who also got snubbed at the All-Star game, just saying. But we have people like Brandon Lau. O'Neal Cruz is back from injury, who first game back, which was yesterday at the time of recording this, which is Wednesday. So Tuesday, I came back first at bat after months of injury, and he hits a home run, so that was pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I believe Connor Griffin is still out on injury. We have a new infielder as well. His name is also Gonzalez, but it's not the one that we always send down, even though he's good, and then bring up and he's still good, and then send him back down because he's good. But I think he hit a home run too, so we got a lot of promising players. The bullpen is just what's killing us the most right now. We have great starting pitchers. That's not the problem at all. It's just the closing pitchers. They just can't keep games held down. Obviously, Skeens is having a bit of an off year as well, which is kind of upsetting because he was supposed to be our guy for 5 years until we sent him to the Dodgers. But this year he's definitely not playing like it. I want to try to say maybe there's something going on behind the scenes, but it just looks like he's really just kind of let go of himself a little bit this year. Obviously, he's doing a ton of endorsements, sponsorships. He's dating a public figure. So, there's always going to be stuff going on behind the scenes. I think it's just an off year. I mean, he still made the All-Star, so he's still playing good enough, just not good enough for how our team is. But the most promising shining star on our team is actually Ashton Ashcraft of all people. That's a really annoying name to say. Ashcraft. He's one of our starting pitchers. He's always been really good, but just recently he threw a full game in 85 pitches, which is really good for a pitcher. And usually we pull them as the Pirates. We pull them anywhere from 70 to 80 pitches is where we usually pull them. But he was able to get it done in 85 pitches. I think allowing no runs as well too, or maybe one run like off of an error or something like that. But he played a really good game. So we got a few shining spots. Obviously, something that we didn't talk about too extensively is Connor Griffin. We got him locked in for 10 years, which looks like it's already paying off. I mean, obviously injuries suck, but they're not always preventable. At least it happened on the field and not some off the field thing where it's just his body's giving out. But he seems like a promising young player. So we have a lot of good spots. There's a big chance that the MLB actually doesn't come back next year. There's a chance it goes into a lockout to discuss a ceiling and a floor. I'm not going to say it's going to happen. Thinking of one of the three major sports really in the U.S. going away for a year just seems crazy, but we've seen it before. The NHL happened. And I think that really kind of saved the NHL if you really think about it.
For sure.
So there's a lot of things happening in the MLB right now. I don't keep up outside of the Pirates too much, but something I've looked a lot into is this possible lockout, which is seeming more and more possible by the day. And the new umpires and stuff kind of struggling a lot. ABS kind of calling them out. I think we're moving, if this lockout happens, possibly also towards a little bit less umpire-controlled version of the MLB, which I personally think is great. I think ABS should just control the game. If you can review it within like 10 seconds every play, why can't you just have it automatically do ball and strike and just have a counter or an umpire that looks at the ABS and just calls it like that? So there's a lot of good things to come for the MLB, I think, and a lot of young, promising players in Pittsburgh.
Fully agree with you on that, and I will say that as someone who's not kept up with the Pirates as much as I wanted to in recent weeks, I'm very glad that Connor Griffin is locked in for 10 years. That is a huge move, and wishing him nothing but the best on his recovery because that was a scary injury. So shout out to Connor Griffin as always. And yeah, no, it's always cool having teams in Pittsburgh succeed and having great star players here because that's what really brings out the light in the city. Look what happened when the Steelers were winning all those Super Bowls. Look at the Penguins when they were winning all their Stanley Cups.
Super Bowls.
Pirates, well, they don't win anything, but that's okay.
That's okay. You can relate.
Yeah, I can relate. So that's probably why they're one of my teams. So shout out to the Pittsburgh Pirates for doing all that stuff. And Ashcraft, too. That's just incredible. That's incredible. I'm sorry. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. That is just absolutely amazing. Really bringing some good light into the city. All right. Let's talk some indie wrestling, professional wrestling, any kind of wrestling. It's been a minute. I recently did the IWC Comedy Festival for IWC Wrestling. It was this past Saturday in Creighton, PA at the Iron City Brewery, which Iron City Brewery has hosted Enjoy Wrestling Taco Mania a few times, so I've been to this venue. I've never actually worked an event here. And there was 6 matches that took place. It was a comedy festival hosted by comedian Matt Light, who's from Pittsburgh. And Matt Light, who absolutely incredible, hilarious as hell, very nice and humble. Follow me back on IG, by the way. Shout out to Matt Light. Matt Light is a great dude. And he put this entire event together. He had about 100 comedians, maybe less. It was maybe more like 50, but there was a lot of comedians. There was a good bit. And they all did like a roast battle. They had some stand-up bits they did. And then in between, they did 6 wrestling matches presented by IWC right outside. And there was a lot of different sponsors. The Special Olympics sponsored it. Some other Pittsburgh chains sponsored it. And they had this big-ass swimming pool outside, which I'm going to talk about in a second, that was presented by the Special Olympics, of course, since that's coming up. And I was one of the commentators for IWC's wrestling portion of this. There was also my broadcast colleague, Dominic D'Angelo, who did the first 3 matches with comedian Jeff Conkle and Mark Madden, who obviously has done WCW in the past. He's worked in IWC before. And then the last 3 matches, I was the commentator with Jeff Conkle and Mark Madden. And I will say this to you right now, Lucas, that these matches were very interesting because one of them featured the high stakes championship. So we got to see our man Victor Benjamin show up, the Savage Gentleman, who's been doing great work with Banana Ball. He broke the news on this podcast, by the way, which every time he talks about Banana Ball and he brings it up, he always mentions that he broke the news on 2 Jagoffs. So I think that's so cool that he did that. So thank you, Victor Benjamin, for sharing a piece of your journey with us here on 2 Jagoffs. And thank you for crediting us on that because that's such a cool announcement. I didn't even know he was going to do it until the day of. So shout out to you, Victor. You're amazing. He successfully defended the high stakes title, and then he got out there in a Hellcat. Literally got in a Hellcat, jumped the barrier, and just drove off. So shout out to Victor Ben making moves. Spoiler alert, he may or may not have also did his 4-year video in one as well. So you'll have to wait and see that on Saturday. There was also some other matches that took place. Ava Brooks, Joya Blake. That was a great singles match. Great showcase from the women's division. There was also the main event, which was for the IWC Tag Team Championships. The 2 revealed presidents, R.C. Dupree and Johnny Mahalo, they defended their titles and lost to Bubba and Bulk. And
imagine stealing the titles just to lose the titles.
Well, they did win the titles. They were champions.
Yeah.
And now they lost them to Bubba and Bulk again. So Bubba and Bulk are now 2-time champs. And Johnny Mahalo got chokeslammed into the pool, the Special Olympics swimming pool that was set up right behind us at commentary. And it was... that water was freezing because it started flooding the area. I saw it started going near speakers and stuff, and I was like, oh, like the production side of me, I was like, oh no, they got to do something. But the commentator side of me is like, that's not my problem because I'm calling the match.
You know, Johnny Mahalo deserves to be put in the Special Olympics pool.
He does?
Special, okay.
I did. Johnny Mahalo might be a little mad at me because I was like, can Mahalo even swim? I was like, Mahalo's drowning. So I don't think Mahalo was too happy with mine and Mark Madden's call, so... Sorry, Mahalo.
It's Mahalo. He deserves it.
Yeah, maybe that's one thing we can actually agree on is the Johnny Mahalo stuff. Like, come on, dude. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I wonder if Derek agrees with us.
He might. I don't know. Ask him.
Hey, Derek, do you agree with us? He probably said yes.
He's probably shaking his head in disappointment right now at you.
Or that.
Yeah. But no, there was a lot of great matches that took place. We got to see Gannon Jones Jr. in singles action. He had a great showcase against
That's my guy.
Cristiano Argento, the Italian Excellence.
Hey, whenever I pull up to the studio today, what song was I playing?
You were playing Gannon's theme.
Yeah.
You were playing Gannon's
I didn't even try to do that. My Viva La Vida just ended as I was pulling up and Act Up came on.
Okay. Hey, good playlist. I will give you that. It came on in my playlist earlier today, too, when I was going for a run. So shout out to Gannon Jones Jr. That was absolutely incredible. His match was great. Andrew Powell was there. Nino Steele was there. Marcus D'Angelo and Ox were there. So, yeah, I know. You had to deal with Marcus. Well, I had to deal with
You
Marcus.
should have never held me back.
Held you back?
Yeah, whenever we had them on the podcast, you held me back. I could have fought them. I could have been 2-0 in my career right now.
3-0 if you would have got both of them.
Yeah, but they would have cheated.
Yeah, that's the only bad part about it. They would have cheated.
One-on-one is a little bit easier to manage.
Yeah, damn D'Angelo brothers. But IWC was great. I had a great time there. Thank you to Justin Plummer, IWC crew, everybody that gave me that opportunity. Thank you to Mark Madden as well, who...
Suck up.
No, I'm not suck up. Thank you to Mark Madden as well for also reposting the thing on X. My caption was Mark Madden said that I'd be great in WCW, and he reposted on X and he said, "Did I say that? LOL." Yes, you did, Mark. You did say that.
WCW.
You said it. WCW.
Mark
yes.
Madden thought you would be great in WCW.
Mark Madden said I'd be great in WCW. So thank you, Mark, for the kind words.
How drunk was he?
I don't think he was at all. At least I hope not. I was sitting at... Here's a little behind-the-scenes story. So I was actually sitting at a table with Mark Madden, Matt Light, Jeff Conkle, Dominic D'Angelo, and then Plummer was back and forth talking, and Orion was too with us. But it was mainly us at this table. And Madden was asking me about like my podcasting experience and radio experience. And like the first time I called wrestling with him, I didn't really have a chance to talk to him because it was in Elizabeth. It was in court time. He had one of his guys with him and he
Yeah,
was
I
doing like
remember
a
that.
Q&A. Yeah, so he was kind of doing his own thing and we just kind of talked for a minute. But this time around, he actually came and like had a whole conversation with me and sat at the table. And it was actually pretty cool. And as I had Mark's show on in the past when I was younger in the car. Like my dad had nothing to listen to. We usually threw Mark Madden on. So I've actually called in this show in the past when I was younger. So Mark's always been cool to me. I got nothing but nice things to say about him. So thank you for doing that commentary with me, and thank you for dealing with me as well. Hopefully we get to call more stuff down the line. It'll be a cool time. IWC also returns to Elizabeth on September 12th. It marks court time for the Road to Super Indy. The Super Indy's coming up, I think, in October, if I'm not mistaken, and this is the road to the Super Indy. So a lot of Super Indy qualifying matches will be taking place in September. Some big championship matches will be taking place.
Do you know the matches yet? We breaking them down?
I do not know any matches yet. I don't think any matches have been made public yet, but I do know that there will be champions there, including our new Super Indy champion, Zach Nystrom.
Thank God that he won that match. Thank the Lords.
He defeated Spencer Slade, Cage Fury. There's going to be IWC World Heavyweight Champion Duke Davis is going to be there. I do know this. I don't know if it's made official yet, but you mentioned Derek before, Derek Dillinger. He actually, from what I'm understanding, him and Jared Bajoris, the feature film guy who he pushed in the front row, you weren't at Cage Fury. So what happened was, just to kind of fill you in, Bajoris came out and cut a promo, okay? And he was cutting a promo on Derek and Katie, and they came out. And Derek threw the steel chair at his face.
Jeez.
I'm not going to lie. It hit him right in the face. It was a good chair shot. Not even like boom. It was boom. Like
It couldn't have been better than mine.
it was better than yours.
There's
As
no
someone
way,
who
though.
took the chair shot to the face, it was better than yours.
Was he bleeding?
I'm surprised he was not.
Then I guess I threw the chair better.
He
Or
did have
you're
a black
or
eye.
you're
though.
just more
He did have a
fragile.
black eye though. He did get a black eye. So I mean, he
I
got
don't know what's more fragile, getting cut open by the chair or getting a black eye from the chair. Probably the black eye.
probably the black eye probably lasts longer, honestly, than the cuts.
Yeah.
So I might have to give it to Derek on that one. But
Dang it.
I know they're going to be settling the score. But Joris's cousin or relative, I don't know the exact relation. Blizzy was also there, so shout out to Blizzy. Name sounds a little familiar. Guy looks a little familiar too, just for other reasons.
I like Blizzy.
You like Blizzy?
If he has beef with Derek, I like Blizzy.
Okay, yeah, okay. But yeah, no.
Derek's gonna beat me up in the crowd one of these days.
I'm surprised he has not yet.
Maybe Derek has a soft spot in his heart for me.
Yeah.
Definitely not. He hates me.
You know what? I'm going to pull a page out of your book. Hey, Derek Dillinger, if you are listening to this podcast, please do me a huge favor and rip his ass out of the crowd and beat the ever-living dog shit out of him. That would make my night. I will pop so hard on commentary. I don't care where 2-to-1 Media has their cameras pointing that night. I will specifically call that out because that will be a moment in history. Hell, I'll pull out my phone and start recording it just to do that. Dude, that would be great social media content. I'm just saying.
Really? This is what you call mature?
Yeah, you're right.
Can you put a picture of Matt Hardy on the screen,
Oh
post-production,
my
Austin?
God.
Look, it's Matt Hardy. Look, he's like right here.
I see him.
Wait, hold on. Like right there. Like you might be able to even see my finger now. He's like right here. He's like right in between us. It's just Matt Hardy. Do you see him?
I see Matt Hardy.
You want to say hi to Matt Hardy?
No, I do not want to
But
say
he's,
hi to Matt.
dude, it's been so long since you've said anything to Matt Hardy. Because like you weren't on the podcast, and there's a wrestling match, and then like a hiatus, and then I didn't do it last week because of the first day back, and I had so much going on my mind that I forgot about. Like he's just right here. He's sitting right here.
Hello, Matt Hardy.
Oh, there you go.
Hello,
See, does
Matt
you feel
Hardy.
better now? All right, you can take him off the screen now.
I don't even know where I was going with this.
See, I didn't even ask you to put the color code of Hay Bale yellow on the screen. I didn't even ask.
Okay, we're going to just move on before this gets out of hand. Matt Hardy is back. Welcome back, Matt Hardy. But yeah, no, IWC has been cooking up some good stuff recently, so I can't wait for the Road to Super Indy on September 12th. Nice graphic, by the way, too. Shout out to Jesse. That graphic was incredible. Love the graphic he made for it. You excited for IWC? You excited to come back to court time? It's been a minute since you've been there.
Yeah, I gotta check in with my my guy, Mr. Jack Dean, see what the plan is. I'm sure we'll make it though. We can usually
Yeah.
find our way up there, even if there's no events going on. We'll still find our way up there. But I'm excited. If you guys couldn't tell from my response earlier, I am a Nystrom fan, so seeing him as a champion finally has been nice for me. Hopefully see some familiar faces, maybe a little Duke, a little Gannon, a little Palace, just a little few people here and there.
Yeah, all your guys.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to wear the signature hat again.
Yeah, get some more people to do it too.
Yeah, no, I checked it out on a few people last time. I always feel bad because like they're trying to like sign, like sell stuff, and then I'm just like, hey, can I get something for free? So I feel bad on a few people.
Yeah, but here's my philosophy. Like, if you're selling it like on a print, and like some of the indie wrestlers might not like when I say this, but I really don't care. If you're selling your own merch, no, seriously, like if you're selling like your T-shirts or stickers or hats or 8x10s and you sign those, yeah, you have every right to charge them because that's your money that you're probably putting into it. It's your business. I know some wrestlers even hand print them stuff themselves. So like, yeah, buy and go support your local independent wrestlers. But if I'm having you sign like an action figure or one of my own piece of clothing, like, does your signature really mean that much? I'm just saying, does it really mean that much to sign your hat or to sign my shirt or to sign my poster that I got at the front door? Like, I don't. It's the same thing with a picture. Like, if I pulled, I don't have my phone on me, but if it's over there. But if I pull out my phone, I took a selfie of me and Lucas right now, and then you say, no, pay me $5 for that picture.
Yeah.
Why? Did the picture really cost anything? You didn't print that picture. You didn't put it. Now again, if you make that stuff and you're printing it and you're lugging it to and from the shows, and if you're signing your own 8x10s, absolutely, you have every right to charge them for it. And as a fan from independent wrestling and as someone that's in the business, I fully believe in supporting your local wrestlers. Hell, even as a commentator, I actually buy the merch of some of the wrestlers I'm close with. Like, I buy some of the merch myself because I want to represent and showcase my guys. But at the same time, it's like, if it's just a quick if it's a quick signature, it's not that big of a deal. Come on.
I'm not gonna name drop anyone for obvious reasons. Like I still respect a lot of the guys, but like there was a few people there that were a little stingy about it. You know, there was a few I just kind of walked away from at one point. But I'm also not gonna name drop who did. But the most important person there that actually has a chance in wrestling business, sign my hat with no questions asked. So I'm not gonna name anyone, but I don't know. I'm not trying to sell it, you know. Like if I was trying to sell it, I wouldn't have had him sign it. Like,
hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you're kind of just a commentator.
Yeah, I guess my signature doesn't mean anything. That's probably why I have a different perspective on it. But
yeah, but I don't know. I'm just a fan. I thought it'd be a cool idea.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I don't know. We'll see if I can get a few more.
Nah, right out. I'll get the signatures for you if I have to.
Yeah, I got enough connections there.
That's actually one thing I'm proud of too. Now I think about it with this podcast, since we're kind of on that subject. Did you know? Well, you know this, but I'm asking them. Did you know that we've never paid to have a guest on the podcast?
That is true.
I am proud to say that. I am proud to say that we have never paid a guest to come on. And you're probably like, oh, well, Austin, well, you don't want to pay the people for taking the time out of their day to come on your show. How rude. No, it's a podcast. They're getting content in return. They're getting collaborations on social media from 2 active pages that post daily. So that instantly brings up their engagement levels on their page. I get some of their followers. They get some of our followers. They get to put stuff out there. Hell, I never shy away from one promoting their own podcast or their own brand or their own wrestling or their own team or whatever they do when they come on the show. Hell, if they even have a sponsor, I'll even let them say it if they need to. Like, I'm always for one that is willing to go the extra mile to make sure a guest gets a great experience out of this show. But one thing that I'm going to humbly say is that I will never go out of my way to pay somebody to come on this show. And if you think that's stingy, look at Chris Van Vliet. Chris Van Vliet, in my opinion, is the best wrestling podcaster out there, the best wrestling influencer. He's the most trustworthy. He's not a mark that's online just trying to get clips and clout. He actually is in the business. That's not me. He's actually in the business. But he's actually in the business. Former wrestler too, by the way. I don't think he's ever paid for a guest. I think he did say he did pay one or he would pay for one. I don't remember the exact quote that he said, so I do apologize. But if he never paid for a guest and he's interviewing WWE legends, AEW stars, WWE stars, world champions, former world champions, and he doesn't pay them a dime, why the hell should I pay an independent wrestler?
There goes the pen. Oh, my, 2 weeks in a row. Good Lord.
I know, I dropped the pen. Why the hell should I pay an independent wrestler or a broadcaster or a politician or just someone I know to come on the show? Like, you're going to get enough out of this show. Come in the studio and let's have a conversation. Let's have a good time. That's all I care about. I want to have a good time. I'm not paying you a dime, though, respectfully.
That was a great clip until you dropped the pen.
I know. It's still going to get clipped either way.
Probably. I'll just have me yelling at you.
I have to splice it now, so, like, it's going to show you for a second yelling at me, and then it's going to come back to me, so.
Just leave it on there.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. But no, that was, yeah, that's pretty much all I got in terms of independent wrestling and wrestling stuff that's been going on recently. Do you have any, wrestling thoughts that you want to end off with before I get to my conclusion here?
No, I'm excited for IWC, of course. Excited to see some people I'd consider a friend, acquaintance at this point. Excited to, see some more WWE stuff. LA Sokoa right now. So you got LA Sokoa and you got Oberhausen. So
Oberhausen.
Yeah, 2 favorite tag teams right now.
Shout out to that promo from Oba, Femi, and Braun Breaker, by the way. That was hilarious.
That was a really good one, too. Him, mimicking
Yep,
Braun Breaker's
you know what I'm
voice.
talking about.
Braun's face looked... He was trying to hold it in a laugh so bad. I would never imagine Oba could make that noise come out of him. I would never... Oba has such, a deep and distinctive voice, and it was actually kind of accurate to what Braun Breaker sounded like whenever he was mimicking it. I kind of wonder how long you practiced that in the mirror.
What if he just didn't? What if he just whipped it out?
Just in the moment.
Yeah, pause. What if he just pulled the accent out out of nowhere? I'm just saying.
Honestly, just make him the champion at this point. Make him a 10-year, give him a 10-year run.
Put the belt on him. Do it, Triple H. Put the belt on him.
They're gonna have to at some point. Nobody can even beat him.
No, not at all. No.
Which kind of sets him up for failure, but
Yeah.
Bring back his NXT runs whenever he could actually have good matches and still lose because of how long the matches are able to go on.
Yep.
Not that I'm saying I don't like him being dominant. I think it's really cool. But you can't kill everyone's career by throwing Oba at them. Or not career, but push. You can't kill their push.
Nah, I fully agree. I think that's what we have for our wrestling segment for today. I don't think there's really much else wrestling news to talk about. I mean, there's some other wrestling shows coming up we could talk about and discuss, but that's neither here nor there.
That's a next week problem or the week after.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the future. But to end off today's episode, I do want to announce something really cool that I have and then announce a future special that's coming out on the podcast very soon. I got a new gig, and Joe Dombrowski said it best. Austin got his 18th job, which is true. I don't think it's actually quite 18. It's probably more like 20. But I will be now having my own segment on Rocky 104.9 radio. It is going to be called the Black and Gold Report with Austin Cairns. I'll be doing a 60-second report every Friday covering the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you want to hear some Steelers recap, some Steelers news, obviously this is the place to listen to our in-depth discussions on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if you want a quick recap on what's going on in Pittsburgh, tune in to Rocky 104.9 radio on Fridays, and you'll hear Pittsburgh's favorite Jagoff on air for the Black and Gold Report. So I'm very excited for that opportunity. Thank you to Tommy Edwards and everyone over at the radio station. I did some work with them back in April covering the NFL draft when that was in Pittsburgh, and apparently I made a good enough name for myself. I put some good stuff out there. They liked my demos, so happy to be back at the radio station and make some future content with them. It's going to be really, really cool. So stay tuned, and I'm back on the radio, baby. I thought I was done with radio, but I guess not.
I was very respectful and I waited to ask my question until the end in case you wanted to clip that.
I did. That was the clip right there, so you're good.
How many of those 20 jobs actually pay you?
You know what's funny? Most of them now.
Really?
Most of them are actually paying me. Is it a lot? No, but most of them are paying me. So shout out to this.
And you still don't have
And
your
this
car.
is one of them. So, huh?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
Yeah, shut the hell up. I will have a car hopefully by the time this episode comes out.
I knew you heard me. See? I don't feed into that.
Probably not, though. But yeah, no, there's the only other announcement that I really have to make is that 2 Jagoffs will be going on the road in September. Again, very, very soon. That episode will be recorded really soon. I know Lucas Kuhns probably thinks that I'm an absolute moron for doing this, but I fact-checked it. I fact-checked it, Lucas. Guess what?
What, Austin?
Guess what? Not chicken butt, but guess what? 2 Jagoffs will be the first ever podcast to not just go on the road to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. Not only will they be the first podcast to capture content at this very historic and very haunted venue, but we will be the first ever podcast to actually do a live podcast in this haunted location, talking about sports, talking about all things when wrestling, football, basketball, you name it. We'll be covering it at the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, Lucas. I really don't.
I ain't going.
I know you're not going. Carl's going.
You know what? I'm glad you're finally taking him where he belongs, in a lunatic asylum, because that's what he is, a lunatic.
Why do you say that?
The fact you asked me that question is the sad part.
Okay, well, there was also going to be a debuting Jagoff on that podcast. Our man Ollie will be joining us on camera. It's officially announced now. He is going to be on camera, and he is going to be in there. And I'm going to say this right now. I'm excited because we will be the first ever podcast in the history of podcasts, in the history of haunted locations, to do a Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate inside of a haunted place at 3 a.m. Nobody has ever done it before. And we will be the first podcast. We will be making history on Two Jagoffs, debating the GOAT debate. I'm Team Michael Jordan. Ollie is Team LeBron James. Kevin probably doesn't know how to spell either one of their names, but we're going to be doing that inside of the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. So stay tuned this September for Two Jagoffs on the road.
Better hope Ollie's girlfriend doesn't want to hang out. He won't be there.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, look, listen, he had it coming. Number one, he canceled his first ever time I was supposed to meet him with Mr. Jack Dina. He canceled on me and my boy Mr. We bought gifts for him. We both bought him a gift and he canceled on us. And then he's the audacity to think that LeBron is good.
Here, tell him that. He's probably listening. I'm going to show him.
LeBron is ass. I'm going to be straight up. What has he done in his career that's anywhere near Michael Jordan? He can't choose a team, number one. Number two, he can't actually carry a team. He has to go to a team that can carry him. And then, know what he does? He still finds a way to lose. He's terrible in the finals. You know, what is Michael Jordan in the finals?
6-0.
Yeah, LeBron could never do that. So, I'm just saying. And Michael Jordan was also always the best on his team. Sometimes LeBron is only good because of the people on his team. Whenever he was with the Lakers, he wasn't even the best on his team. Doncic was. Just saying.
Wow.
And they still lost. And they still didn't go to the finals.
We got Lucas talking.
I'm surprised he didn't want to go to the Knicks. He probably did. They probably didn't want him.
I'm shocked that we got Lucas talking basketball in the Big 2026. I can't believe this is what it took to get you to talk basketball. This is what it took. Isn't that crazy?
Not a LeBron guy.
I could tell. This is the only time I can get him to talk about basketball, guys. This is literally the only time. And you know what? That's a fair assessment, honestly. I can't even really knock you for it.
I'd rather be a Bucks fan than a LeBron fan.
Whoa. Calm down now. Hold your horses. Let's not go that far.
I'm going that far.
Okay. We can go.
I mean, I'd rather be a Knicks fan because of Danhausen. I don't even have a team, but I'd rather be.
Not because of Jalen Brunson, not because of Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart.
Nope.
It's Danhausen.
Yes.
All right. So
I might sound like a bandwagon because they just won, but the only person I know in basketball that I like is, I like Curry, but I like Danhausen.
I like Curry, but I also like Danhausen. Yeah. What a sentence. What a sentence right there. Well, that's pretty much all I got, Lucas. Do you happen to have anything that you want to leave off the Jagoff Mafia with? I mean, we have our 4-year anniversary special coming out this Saturday. That's going to be fun. We got 3 episodes from last week you can go check out. All of them are great. All of them are about an hour long.
I'm watching you, Matt.
Matt?
Yeah. I'm gonna go see what he said about me.
I will show you, I
I
promise.
might have a cease and desist I gotta file.
Okay. But that's pretty much all I got. So, Lucas Kuhns, send us off. You got any final words that you would like to leave with the Jagoff Mafia?
Glad to be here. I'll be back next week. Shout out to the Torseman for showing up as always. Shout out to Mr. Jack Dean. He has something to show you, by the way, in a few days.
Oh, great.
He bought a little new something.
Lord. Let me send a prayer real quick.
And as always, good luck to my Steelers. Bad luck to the Cardinals.
They don't need it. Trust me. They don't need it, my friend.
And thank you all for tuning in and listening to me and this guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
We've had a good conversation for the last hour. Come on now. Aside from the Carl segment, we've actually...
I didn't say this idiot guy or this stupid guy. I said this guy.
You know what? Baby steps. I'll take it. Baby steps. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning into yet another episode of Two Jagoffs. Don't forget to check out the description. That's where you can find both of us on all of our social media platforms. Go give Two Jagoffs some love as well on all the social media platforms. We post old clips from the last 4 years of doing the podcast. Sometimes I post some old Steel City clips as well on my personal page. So if you want to see some other podcast stuff, go check that out. You also know where to find me on the independent scene. Do a lot of wrestling events. And now I'm doing radio apparently. So it's probably going to be hard not to find me on some stuff. But if you want to go check any of that out, go check out the social media pages. And then one last time, big anniversary special this Saturday. So stay tuned for that. That is going to be exclusively dropping on YouTube. I probably should say that. YouTube is the only place that you will find that. Well, that's all that's going to do it for the podcast today. I am Pittsburgh's favorite Jagoff, Austin Cairns. That right there is Mr. 1-0. Lucas Kuhns, I will give him credit. Congratulations, my friend. You are 1-0 in your wrestling career. And that is the Ford Horseman.
I didn't forget it.
I did not forget it. See, I got you, my friend. I'm on a roll. It only took a week. I needed a week. And we will see you on the next one.
Peace.